you guys remember Chris's mom? If you don't know who Chris's mom is, I'll just tell you a little bit about it. Chris is a man who decided to sell his mother's cremains in an Oddities buy-sell trade group on Facebook. The group is called Oddities, Antiques, and Skulls buy-sell trade. I already know a bunch of big creators and influencers and even news outlets talked about this, but things have been popping up lately regarding Chris's mom. The sale of cremains wasn't abnormal, and the first time I uploaded this I had like some outtakes and stuff like that, and I missed a whole complete section of what I wanted to talk about. So if you caught that first video, my apologies. No, cremains were being sold within the Oddities community, but it wasn't super prevalent. It was kind of like an underground hushy hush thing. Also back then in that specific group, because I was just a member in this group, I did not own this group yet, the sale of human skulls, human items, so to say, was allowed. It wasn't until I came on to the team of the group and the Harvard situation was still very much booming and very much a concern of ours to allow these things to kind of like move around in the network that we had control of. And if you don't know about the Harvard situation, I'm not going to talk too much about that. Just go look it up, because it's insane. So anyways, this man, Chris, sold his mother's cremains for $30 plus shipping, and you could receive the backstory of his mother for an additional $5. Chris also had to make an additional post saying that he's not responsible for anything that happens after you bring a portion of his mother's ashes into your home, because in living, his mother was a spicy person. And I don't own any of Chris's mom, but irregardless, the story is just it's interesting, because it really wasn't until Chris's mom where people were really forward with the sale of cremains, because it still was pretty, from my memory, it was pretty kind of like underground still. And you can see here, I don't see her being an evil spirit. She's probably just pissy that she's being sold. There is even a special group for people who bought some of Chris's mom called I Know It Might Be Wrong, But I Bought Some of Chris's Mom. A blast from the past question for those who bought Chris's mom. I moved shortly after receiving her, so she ended up packed in a box. I moved again this month and I'm getting settled, which means unpacking previously stored items, including the ashes of this wretched creature. Has she caused any weird happenings for anyone? Some people are reporting odd occurrences, weird happenings, paranormal stuff since bringing home Chris's mom. Some people have had nothing happen and say that she behaves herself. This person claims that she has a rule for haunted things. You gotta behave yourself, no breaking things, no harming any of the animals or people who live there. Basically house rules, break them, and they earn a banishment. Haven't had to do one lately. This person claims Chris's mom has behaved herself. If you're having weird happenings, it isn't from her. More than likely a previous tenant of that spot or land or home is letting you know that they are there. Just because this person hasn't experienced anything weird does not mean it's not happening to other people. I'm very obviously bad at this green screen thing, so bear with me. There has been a few updates on Chris's mom lately. One person's husband accidentally threw her in the garbage, and one woman dropped her and she was ran over by a truck. I am confused by this comment. I don't know if one woman dropped her, the woman that dropped her was run over by a truck, or the ashes were ran over by a truck. I am kind of confused, so I might have to go back into the group and ask this person to elaborate a little bit. It went so viral in that group. And like I said before, I mean, news outlets picked it up, big creators picked it up. I think it was Lauren the Mortician that spoke about it. And I think she framed it in a light of where, if I can remember correctly, you know, like we don't get to dictate how somebody grieves or not grieves. And people do have trauma, unresolved trauma, and this is their way of, you know, healing parts in themselves. And he made himself some money. Why not? But it was such a sensation, and everybody was. It was. I mean, I don't know how quickly he sold out, but he sold out very quickly. Um, but since people couldn't get their hands on some of Chris's mom, they made their own memorabilia, so to say. This person made a sticker in honor of Chris's mom. To answer a few questions, no, I will not speak about the Harvard situation or the Jonathan Gerlach situation. Both have nothing to do with me. You can go look at, you know, just Google or, you know, do some research on it. We allow hair, teeth, cremains to be sold within the group. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much all I get questions for. But yeah, no, we, you know, some people think we're sticklers because we don't allow it anymore, but it's a question of ethics, and I'm really glad that we decided to go ahead and prohibit those items due to the ethical reasons. I mean, we don't know if the items being sold within the groups are from grave robberies. We don't know. So